Assalamualaikum and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the evening forum for today. First of all, I would like to thank to all of you for attending this forum for today. Today we will talk about something conventional. So, without further ado, let me introduce to all of you about our panel for today. Today we have 5 panels. Welcome to our forum today, and I hope that all of you are in peak of health. With me, Nonatra Hanis binti Rosram as your moderator for today. So, our issue for this forum is a talk about electronic device has both positive and negative impact to the children's brain. Nowadays, we can easily find as young as 2 years old are playing electronic device and gadget anywhere. This is not only the video game that make children stay. It includes television, mobile phone, and others more. So, let's start for our forum today with panel 1. Dr. Hajar, what do you think about this issue? Can you explain a little bit about this issue?
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Thank you to Miss Natra as a moderator, and thank you for inviting me to this forum today. For this topic or for this issue, I will say that electronic gadgets have positive impact on children's brains. Why I say like that? Okay, one of the positive impact in using technology or using gadget on children can do something physical. That means children can still get to doing physical activity. In the gadget now, so they have one of the technology named game system. Game systems are now actively encouraging that children play more physical games that require motions in order to win that games. Some of the most well-known of these games are Wii Sport, in which children or maybe adults can play virtual games such as tennis, baseball, and Just Dance for the Kinect. According to a study presented to the American College of Sport Medicine, participating in exergaming requires at least twice that amount of energy as traditional video gaming and can raise children's activity levels to meet guidelines for moderate intensity activity level. Although exergaming should not be used to replace exercising, it is a great way to engage children with higher BMIs to take part in physical activity. That means at least we can have that children have higher BMI to doing some physical activity. Actually have done some observation about this, which is heavier children, that means children that have higher BMI, who take part in a study in which they first did traditional exercise such as running, and then they do exergame. And on this observation, they seem to enjoy exergaming much more than children of a normal weight, who for them as challenge, where were not as challenge. Okay, another observation is when one 4th grade girl say her favorite game was Wii Sport Resort because at this game there this thing called speed slide, and you get to cut all these like cones and like all this food and stuff. It actually give you really good exercise. So for my opinion, gadget can still give positive impact to children. Okay, actually I still want to give another positive impact for this issue. Okay, another positive impact I can give is gadget can keeping track of children, allowing children to have a cell phone or gadgets fulfills this functionality for connectivity and is now easier and more accessible than ever before. The development of gadgets make specifically for children help to ease the concern that come along with children connectivity. Okay, according to FBI report, a child goes missing every 40 seconds in the United States. So, to keep children safe nowadays, technology that have in gadget has been developed to combat this statistic and possible save a child life. Okay, one non-invasive and reliable development is a small transmitter that can fit within children's pocket or shoes, which will send off high decibel noises once is triggered by the concerned parent.
Sorry for the interrupt, Dr. Hajar. You could be right, but I think electronic gadget give negative impact on children's brain, which is first, obesity and physical damage. Children who excessively use gadget will cause obesity. This is supported by the result of research showing that preschool age children with high intensity of gadget use have 2.1 times greater chance of being obese compared to preschooler with low gadget usage. Okay, the World Health Organization (WHO) also states that one of the factors that causes child obesity is increased sedentary behavior. It means behavior is not much movement or lack of physical activity. For example, we can say that taking a tablet or smartphone all the time, a child cannot control the normal food intake. It is because either they eat too quickly or too much, since they are only concentrated only on the screen, not on the meal. As we know, physical activity regularly can be beneficial to strengthen the heart, blood vessel, and body. Also, the brain system that are fitter. Physical damage such as eye pain is also a threat to early childhood. The high level of eye activity on the smartphone will damage the function of the eye, and the eye become tired and uncomfortable. Second, electronic gadget also give negative impact on children in speech delay. Speech delay is one of the causes of developmental disorder in child language. Speech delay is also caused by excessive use of gadget. When a child use a gadget such as smartphone, the child will focus on looking the screen and not making social contact. Whereas contact and social communication are needed by children to develop their language skill and speech. The research found that most children have the habit of playing gadget more than 1 hour each day, experiencing degradation of social development. Children with high gadget activity will become apathetic to the environment. The level of aggression will also increase. Okay, Dr. Hajar, based on your second point, what the method that we can use to ensure our children are still in the track?
Okay, thank you, Puan Amira, for the question. Okay, what can I advise is parent can using GPS tracker such as Guardian Angel. Okay, Guardian Angel allows parents to log into a secure website and view where their children are using the GPS tracker within that gadget. Okay? Did you not think that excessive gaming still can help obesity children?
For me, yeah, it can help, but we need to think that which one given big benefit impact to children who are obesity. For me, exergaming just give a little benefit to children.
Alright, thank you Dr. Haja and Puan Amira about explanation regarding this issue. Okay, let's move to the panel 2. Datuk Nan Haliza, what do you think about this issue? Can you explain a little bit?
So first of all, thank you for asking me this question, Natra. So, in my opinion, electronic gadgets can give positive impact to children, such as they can improve their time management skills. As we all know, effective time management allows students to complete more in short time. This is because their attention is focused and they are not wasting time in distractions. Efficient use of time also can reduce stress as students take off their item from their to-do list, right? For example, they might plan to complete an assignment by Friday so they can see their friends on the weekend. Furthermore, by using time efficiently, students can complete their work on time, stay engaged with their learning, and have more time free for pursuing activities that are important to them, such as sports, hobbies, youth group, and spending time with family and friends. Next, electronic gadget also can educate them. ICT can positively affect students' learning when teachers are well adapted to incorporate it into educational modules. In this modern world, schools often use ICT tools to communicate, teach, and manage information. To add, ICT has replaced chalkboards with digital whiteboards, using students' own smartphones or other devices such as PC, tablets for learning purposes during class time. These approaches can lead to develop higher thinking skills, creative skills, and better understanding among students. As we can see, children nowadays spend more than 7 hours daily using electronic gadgets and ICT in their lives, whether in learning, communication, or playing games. So, we can conclude that ICT is heavily involved in children's development and also in the use of technology to encourage them in their education.
I believe that electronic gadgets can have a negative impact on children because, for one, it can cause a development of ADHD-like symptoms. Attention deficiency hyperactive disorder, or ADHD, is genetically based. However, an overexposure of digital gadgets can contribute to having ADHD-like symptoms on children. Now, as a parent, my child's well-being is my number one priority. So I went on the internet and I found a research that reported using digital media many times a day will cause the children to develop symptoms like inattention and hyperactivity impulsivity. They also noted that the increased screen time reduces the overall attention span of the child, making it harder to focus on studies or any activity that they were currently doing. According to a study performed by the Kaiser Family Foundation, children from within the ages of 8 to 18 spend an average of 7.5 hours plugged to the media. Dr. Michael Kichi, a psychologist at Wheaton Franciscan Healthcare in Brookfield, quoted, "You are not focusing, you are scanning. You're used to fragmented information that's scattered all over the place and fast-paced." He also noted that electronic gadgets are very addictive, and because of this, it makes the gadgets more interesting to children, and they would rather be spending time on it rather than to be sitting quietly in a classroom or a restaurant or doing something mundane like reading a book. For my second point, the overexposure of electronic gadgets on children will cause learning problems for them. A baby's brain develops at a rapid pace from the time that they are born, but research has shown that an overexposure to electronic gadgets can result in hampering the cognitive development. I read an article from Medical News Today, and a 2018 review of various studies have noted that children who overuse technology are more likely to have a number of issues in the future, such as low academic performance. For example, younger children may stumble upon websites or apps when they use electronic gadgets, and these websites may contain false information. While it might seem harmless for children, but they will believe the statement and it might change their point of view on that particular subject. An indirect approach to my main point is sleep problems caused by these digital gadgets. Most digital gadgets emit a blue light from their screens, and this blue light has been proven to be harmful to users, especially children and students. The blue light will delay the release of sleep-inducing melatonin, increase alertness, and reset the body's internal clock to a later schedule. Now, because schools and classes usually are held in the morning, the students who are unable to sleep because of the blue light from their gadgets are more likely to be fatigued because they have not gotten a good night's rest. And when this happens, students will find difficulty in learning, such as unable to take in information when they are at school or class. And this, in the long run, will affect their academic performance. So I think that's my second point. If you don't mind me asking, can you elaborate on what are the methods that we can use to manage our children's screen time on electronic gadgets?
Encik Mior, we are now living in a modern world. There are so many applications that we can use to help our children to manage their time. For example, they can use the reminder application in their phone. And also, there is an application which created by Microsoft named To Do. So, by using these applications, they can manage their time to do things in what time, such as doing homework at 3 o'clock and playing football with friends at 5 o'clock. They also can acknowledge which subject that they didn't do the homework yet. So, Encik Mior, I have a question for you. Do you think that e-learning are not suitable for children nowadays? Thank you, Encik Mior.
Thank you for the question. Do I think e-classroom is not suitable for children nowadays? It depends on how the children use their gadgets during the e-classroom. Because from what I hear, while the class is in session, the children or students are doing something else in the background, like playing video games or watching YouTube videos. And because the teachers are not there to monitor them during the classroom, they are more free to do that kind of stuff. So if we can overcome this type of problem, I think in the future the e-classroom can be a main form of teaching.
Most people think that electronic device can give a negative impact to their children. And Dr. Lumanul, can you give example of negative impact when the parents expose their children with electronic device.
Thank you, Melita. Nowadays, some of the parents give 24/7 permission of gadget usage to their children without supervision. And as we know that children's brain are in developing stage, right? And which they are curious about everything, and they receive all of the information without filter. And they do not know, the children do not know what is good and what is bad for them. And they do not know how should they react to the necessary and unnecessary information. All they know is what the adult do, they also can do. So the first bad impact that I can see of the usage of electronic gadget to the children is, children use the internet to see adult content and then to search for educational website, and this practice leads to bad impact on character. To be precise, they forget their moral value and they become mentally advanced beyond their age. And they must know that they are the future of the country. Moreover, contents on video game also influence the child's character and make them more aggressive and very violent. One of the testimony from Dr. Craig A. Anderson on research on violent video game, he said that high levels of violent video games exposure have been linked to delinquency, fighting at school and during free play period, and violent criminal behavior. The second bad impact of electronic gadget usage to their children is the electronic gadget usage can lead them to anxiety. The use of electronics and mental health are connected in multiple ways with one another. The first and probably most prevalent is that electronic violent video games and social media tend to lead individuals to living a much more isolated life. Many times people will spend hours at a time playing video game or being on some of other term of electronic device, which lead to isolation from the outside world. The argument that I normally hear about being too isolated while on electronic or social media is the fact that there is an interaction with other people. This is done through things such as online gaming, where you will play as a team and you can interact with this individual through the use of microphones. The problem is that the player they are gaming with end up being more important to some people than even their own family. I have had numerous situations with teenagers where their parent will tell me that the child will drop everything to engage in playing game with people they have no connection to or even known on a personal level. And what problem can this cause? Isolation leads to people struggling with normal social interaction. I have seen a lot of teenagers who have many issues with a basic reciprocal conversation because they have anxiety when they're speaking to someone face to face. This is an issue that I'm seeing more and more every day. It leads to anxiety. It leads to anxiety levels increasing because of the fear they have to speak to someone in person. Another issue that goes along with engaging in this type of interaction is that many times the people with whom you are interacting online may be from another time zone. I have had numerous cases of teenagers playing video games until all hours of the morning and then not be able to wake up to school. The person they were playing video games with may have been in a time zone where it was daytime, or an hour where they were not losing sleeps or having it interfere in their life. I have observed this leading to truancy issue with school because of the lack of the sleep or the child's anxiety with leaving the home. Finally, when you are over engaged in using electronics, it leads to a sedentary lifestyle. There are numerous problems that can be caused by this. One of them is that you are more prone to having weight issue, which can lead to low self-esteem and possible depression. Another problem with sedentary lifestyle is the lack of exercise. There are numerous studies that correlate exercise to good mental health. That's all. Thank you, moderator. Hi, Dato' Nan, I have a question. My question is, how can we avoid from the children to see the negative websites?
Thank you for the question, Encik Lumano. We can avoid children from view negative websites by limiting their time on using their gadget. As a parent, we should check our children's history frequently. We can also block the websites or applications in their gadget that is negative, so that we can know what our children use their gadgets for, right? I hope that's clearly answer your question. Thank you, Encik Lumano.
Thank you, Dr. Lumanul, about explanation the negative impact to the children's brain when parents expose the electronic device to their children. So, from the explanation, I believe that electronic device is one of effective way of learning to the children. For example, it can improve the cognitive skill of children. What is cognitive skill? Cognitive skill are the ability of processing, reasoning, remembering, and relating object with another object. In other words, cognitive skill also can be called a knowing skill because they are the foundation on which future skill and knowledge are built. These skills are directly related to the memory, language, critical and creative thinking. So nowadays, electronic devices have faster and better development of cognitive skill in kids through playing the game or education apps that are available on various kinds of devices nowadays. So based on research, Harrington and Park just mentioned, cognitive skill functioning into the game because it helps the children's cognitive development. Because through the game, children will expose the environment, learning the object around them and learn how to solve the problem. And through the education apps can help to build the skill, include the recognizing letter of algebra, knowing number, knowing shape, and be able to recognize a simple number. So, I can conclude that electronic device help to develop their learning skill, become faster, and make they are more interested in learning something new. But I also believe that electronic device also can give a negative impact to their children if we overexpose the electronic device to the children. For example, it will influence the children's social developments. It happens when the habit of playing gadget in children will result in defensive behavior, which can disrupt children's social and emotional developments. The children will lack of interaction with environment, parents and peers. One example of effect in social development of children is isolate. A child is said as isolate when he or she does not have a best friend among the kids. To support my information before this, I have one research according to the Harlow that there are two kinds of isolate. First is voluntary isolate, is self-withdraw from group because less of interaction to follow the activity in the groups. And second is involuntary isolate, is being rejected by the group because he or she present is not needed. Addictive to gadget can reduce the children's activeness and their ability to interact with another, and the children also will become become less interaction and prefer to be alone with their comfort zone with the gadgets. So, it can result in individualistic attitude in the children, and they will be less care about the others, either their friends or someone else.
Okay, Miss Natra, can I ask a question? Actually, how games can improve the cognitive skills of children?
Through the game, children will expose the environment, learning the object around them, and learn how to solve the problem. And through the education apps can help to build the skill, include the recognizing letter of algebra, knowing number, knowing shape, and be able to recognize a simple number. Before we end our forum today, let's answering the audience question that I got from the IG story. Okay, the question is, how the game can influence the character of our children? I think this question I can give to the Dr. Manu to answer it. Okay, Dr. Manu, can you answer it?
Thank you, Marita. As I said that playing video games has become more popular activity for people of all ages. Video gaming is a multi-billion-dollar industry, bringing in more money than movies and DVDs. So while some games have educational content, many of the most popular games emphasize negative themes and promote first the killing of people or animals, the use and abuse of drugs and alcohol, criminal behavior, disrespect for the authority and the law, sexual exploitation and violence toward women, racial, sexual and gender stereotypes, and foul language and obscene gesture. And studies of the children exposed to violent media have shown that they may become numb to violence and imitate the violence and show more aggressive behavior. And younger children and those with emotional, behavioral or learning problems may be more influenced by violence games. That's all. Thank you, moderator.
Okay, from this forum, we can conclude that everything is good if we use in a positive way, or bad if we use in a negative way. So, as a parent, we play the important role to ensure our children can avoid the negative impact when we expose them to electronic device. So, before I end our forum for today, one tips for the parent outside there is parent can impose the media rules to the children. For example, time limit of 10 or how long the children allowed to expose to the electronic device, including watching television, playing game, and others more. So it can help the parent to avoid the negative impact to their children. Okay, I think that's all of our forum today, and I hope that you all enjoy watching our forum today, and thank you for watching.